Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with another Valentine's decor video for you today. I have three pieces that are super easy, really affordable. We're going to be using cardboard, of course, because it's free, and they're going to be kind of farmhouse feeling. So let's jump in because I am really excited about these three. We're going to be using some masking tape. I have one of the Dollar Tree wood slats. I will be using a piece of cardboard that I've already cut my heart shape out of. I have ribbon of choice and a little bit of, I don't know, it's like a little bit of a thin rope kind of ribbon. I have my Waverly chalk paint in the color lacquer, and I will also be using some of the Dollar Tree poster board letters. So I didn't want to spend the time of cutting out a heart of cardboard on camera. You guys know how to make a heart shape and how to get that cut out. So I just cut it out off camera ahead of time. Now that that is done, I'm going to take my masking tape and I'm going to make some lines going horizontally across this heart. And we're going to do that with that red lacquer. You guys, you need three of these cardboard hearts for this DIY. And this is a piece that you can use as a door hanger. I currently have mine standing on my fireplace, just kind of leaning on the fireplace mantle. But you need three of these cardboard hearts. The next one that I will do will be vertical lines. And then the other one, I'm just going to paint solid. And that's the one that we will put the vinyl words on. So because I'm not a fan of my cardboard perforations showing on the side, about 80% of the time I will cover it. And then sometimes when it fits the DIY, I will just leave it. For this one, I have this beautiful like brown and white and red roping that I got from Joann Fabrics a couple years back. I am crafting from my stash still. So I'm just going to go around each one of these hearts and cover that up. And it just added so much to this piece. Those three hearts are absolutely gorgeous. My intent was to leave the red one completely red, but I'll explain to you why it took a turn. So here you see me putting down my letters, and I'm just going to put Be Mine, and I'm just kind of laying them in place. I have not pressed them down yet because they're easier to move if you don't press them down. You don't press them into the cardboard. So I'm just kind of laying them very loosely just to make sure they're even. I have them where I want them. If I want to adjust them, I can do that easily because once you smooth them down, you run the risk of ripping your cardboard or lifting your paint if you move them. So I just, just want to make sure they're where I want. And now you see me rubbing them down, getting them secure, getting them where I want them to be. I then went in and covered it with some Mod Podge, and that's why this took a turn, because you can see my Mod Podge dried. I don't know, it almost looked dirty the way it dried. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. It dried with a film over it, and I don't know if that means my Mod Podge is too old. I need to thin it out. I don't know. So since it already looked dirty and distressed, I just went in with some white chalk paint and distressed it out a little bit more. Now, if this is too much, you can sand over it lightly, or you can just go back in with some red lacquer paint and dry brush over the white to kind of get your red color back on your DIY. So that's where this one took a little bit of a turn for me, but in the end, I worked it out as I always do. I went back in and I outlined my wording with a black Sharpie just to make sure you could see it really well. And this is what gave it to me, the farmhouse distressed look. I did not distress the other two. You can go in with a little bit of white and distress those, but I didn't. I really did not want the middle one distressed, but that, again, that Mod Podge just kind of gave it a film over it that I didn't like, so I had to try to make it look like it was supposed to be that way. So now that I have my hearts done, I'm going to hot glue them to this wood stake or this wood slat. And I'm just going to go in different directions, just kind of making it look like they tumbled over or fell over a little bit, and they're just this way and that, because I think it adds some whimsy to it. And after I get this done, I'm going to make a bow, put a jute cord hanger on the back, just in case I decide to hang it later. And this one will be done. Super easy, Cardboard is free. If you had, again, like I said, if you had Christmas gifts delivered from Amazon or anything like that, save your cardboard boxes, break them down, and put them in your stash so that you have them for cardboard DIY projects. So I made my bow, and I'm just putting some little holes in the top of the heart in the corner so that I can tie my bow onto the DIY. I think that works so much better than just trying to put a lot of glue on it and gluing it down. If I can tie it on, I always opt to tie it on and then add just a little bit of glue if needed. So we're just fluffing it out, doing my dovetails, making it pretty. And I love how this one turned out. Now, is it my favorite of the three that I'm going to bring you today? It's not. If you'd like to know which one is my favorite, you're going to have to keep watching. As always, comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the three that I'm bringing you today. So we have a little bit different setup. This is what it looks like on the mantle of my fireplace. Normally I'm in my dining room and I'm showing you what things look like. But because I have a DIY that is actually going to be on the mantle, I needed to just film everything on the mantle. It was just easier than moving my lighting all around. So this is what it looks like, and I love it. It gave me a little bit of a hard way to go with that Mod Podge, but I think I pulled it off. You guys let me know what you think. Moving on to DIY number 2, I have some red jute, and I've got some brown jute. And again, we're working with that cardboard. I cut out some cardboard hearts, more than I needed. I think I cut out 7. And I cut out some cardboard squares, 3 by 5, pretty much the same size as an index card. So I cut out, I don't know, more than I needed, about 7 or 8 of those as well. We're still using that Waverly lacquer. And I have some of the Dollar Tree laser cut hearts. So I'm just going to go through and pull out 6 of those, and I'm trying to pull out 6 different ones because I have a lot of different designs. I think there's about 7 or 8 different designs. So we're just going to get those all pulled out. And then I'm going to pull out some of my little keys. These keys are bronze looking. They are plastic. They came from Joann Fabrics. But if you can't find those, Dollar Tree makes a laser cut tree as well, which is what I'm showing you now. And you could use that. I'm going to go ahead and use the bronze ones because I don't want to have to paint them. And if I use the laser cut, I would end up painting them gold. So we're just going to use these. It saves us a step. Going in with my lacquer and getting all of my hearts painted. And now I'm going to take my white marker from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to make the definition on the envelope. We're going to give it a flap or a fold, and just going to outline it so you can tell that it is an envelope. And some of it I did solid, some of it I did with a little bit of stitching. This was so easy to do, and I loved leaving this in the natural cardboard look. I didn't trim out the ends with any jute or anything like that. This was perfect just the way it was. And I'm going for a farmhouse kind of look, so I didn't want to paint the cardboard. I ended up switching my marker to one of the top-notch paint markers from Joann Fabrics because the Dollar Tree marker just wasn't giving me the color that I wanted. It was coming out kind of gray. So I just switched markers. We're going to do the same thing with the hearts. We're going to outline them, and then some of them we're going to just do some stitching around them, just giving it a different look. This one is super, super simple. And yes, it is my favorite of the 3 that I'm bringing you today. I absolutely love this one. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to glue my little laser cut hearts right in the center point of my envelope. While I'm doing that, I'd like to take this time to tell everyone that joined me today, thank you. Thank you to all my new subscribers for joining DeesCuteNCrafty. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning of my journey. You guys know I love you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. So I'm just taking my little tool here. It's a little sharp tool, and I'm just punching little holes in the hearts and also in the envelopes because I'm going to string them on some jute cord. This is a garland for my fireplace mantle. So here you see me just taking some jute cord, and I am going to thread that onto the key, and then I'm going to hot glue the key to this heart, putting a little bit of glue on the back and using some masking tape to hold it in place. So once I get all of those done, I'm going to use a little bit of glue in the front to secure it where I want it. And once I get all those done, I'm going to start stringing it onto the jute cord. And I did go back and grab some beads. I'm going to use 2 white beads in between each cardboard piece. And I didn't show you the beads in the beginning because it was an afterthought. But the beads just added something to it. It helped pick up the white that is on the envelopes and the heart, the stitching on there. It helped tie that in. So it came out really cute. And it is currently hanging on my fireplace mantle right now. I love bringing you guys inexpensive and easy decor that anybody can make out of what you have around the house. So I'm going to take that red jute and I'm just going to tie a little shoestring bow and hot glue it to the top of the key. And here you see me just threading on a heart, 2 beads, an envelope, 2 beads, and then we'll repeat that. A heart, 2 beads, an envelope, and 2 beads. So it ends with a heart on each end of the garland. Super cute. You guys, Easter is coming a little early this year, so I think after I finish my Valentine's Day decor, I'm just going to jump right into Easter. Here's the final reveal of this DIY. Simple and cute, and I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. Let me know what you think. Moving on to DIY number 3 and the final one of this video, I'm going to be using the mahogany colored furniture markers, some jute twine. Going to be using some wood glue and my lacquer by Waverly. Going to be using 6 or 9 of the tumbling tower blocks. 9 tumbling tower blocks. And I have this red and white stitch ribbon from Dollar Tree. And again, we used some cardboard. I just cut out 3 hearts, large, medium, and small. And then I cut the bottom point off the heart because we want these to stand. So I'm going in with my furniture marker. I had to get a different one because this one tried to, it's dried out. So that's why I pulled out 3 of them because I never know which ones are dried out and which ones are good. And I just used the furniture marker to go ahead and stain my Jenga blocks or my tumbling tower blocks. You could definitely use the antique wax, but I like using the furniture marker sometime because they dry a lot quicker. And I don't have to worry about brushing it on and then wiping it off like you do when you use the antique wax. So now I'm just going to take that lacquer and paint my hearts front and back. And then let those dry while we work on putting together the little stands for the hearts. So I'm going to take 2 of the tumbling tower blocks and hot glue them side by side and wood glue them as well. And that's why you don't see any of the furniture marker on that surface, because that hot glue and wood glue is going to stick a lot better if you do it on a clean wood surface instead of wood that already has some kind of paint or stain on it. I prefer to just do it clean to make sure that it sticks. So we're going to need 3 of those little platforms like that. I'm going to take another tower block and stand it up and attach it right in the center of your 2 tumbling tower blocks. And then you can see the back of that tumbling tower block is nice and clean, doesn't have anything on it, because that's where we're going to hot glue our heart. And we're going to do the other 2 the exact same way. Now for this DIY, I did want the sides of my heart covered. I did not want the corrugation to show, so I'm just going to use some of that jute twine. It also gives it that country look and feel that I'm going for. And I'm just going to go around the edge of all 3 of my hearts with some hot glue and then some jute twine to cover up that corrugation. Just trimming off the little hairs that stick out. Normally I would use my lighter and I would burn them off if I were using wood. But because it's cardboard, I don't want to run the risk of the whole thing going up in flames. So we're just going to use our scissors and trim it back. Now I have all 3 of my pieces ready to go. And I want them to have a little bit of dimension. I want to connect them, but I don't want them to be flat against each other. So I thought, well, I can use one of the Dollar Tree wood cubes and put it in between the pieces and paint it red. But I pulled out 2 of my red wood beads, and that's going to give me the look I want for that. Right now, I'm going to take my jute twine, and I'm just going to add a little bit more country flair to this DIY. I'm just going to wrap it about 3 times, just a crisscross wrap in the front. I'm using some of my stitch ribbon to attach my jute cord in the back. And then I'm going to take that stitch ribbon and tie a bow, just a regular old shoestring bow, and hot glue it to the center of my hearts. For the large heart, I used the ribbon in the size as it came. For the medium heart, I cut off one edge of the ribbon. And for the small heart, I cut the ribbon directly in half. And that gave me the size bows I needed for each heart. Again, this is really super simple to do. Doesn't take a lot of work, but it looks so pretty in your decor. And here's the red beads I talked about. If you don't have beads, you can definitely use the little cubes, or you don't have to make them sit out, but I just wanted them to have dimension and sit away from each other. I didn't want them glued flat. So I just used the red beads to give them that little bit of dimension that I was looking for. So I put a red bead on the small one and on the medium sized one, and then I'm going to hot glue the end of each heart with the bead on it to the large heart in the center. It took a little bit for this glue to set up, and I don't know why. Maybe because I used so much of it. I didn't want this piece to come apart, so I put a lot of glue. And it's done. And here it is, sitting on my fireplace mantle, and it is adorable, you guys. I love this piece. The simplicity of it, the country feel of it, I just love it. So here's the reveal of everything that I've created for you guys today. If you like this content, and I really hope you do, and you'd like to see more from me, please give this video a big fat thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. That lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my channel, and they push me out a little bit more. When you guys comment, it helps my channel grow. If YouTube doesn't think anybody's watching and I don't comment or interact, they kind of don't push it out. It kind of gets lost in the sauce. So you guys help me immensely by giving it a thumbs up, liking it, sharing it, and dropping me a comment. Oh, it's greatly appreciated. You guys are amazing, and I love you so much, and I thank you. Every time I put a video up, you guys are here, and I'm blessed to have you. So until I see you in my next video, you guys, always be blessed, stay safe, and until I see you in my next one, craft something beautiful today. Bye.